following the Twitter feed. Well, there is Maximus heading out in kart number 919. 6 drivers led by number 921, Sergio Ruiz. And once again, Sergio Ruiz just a little bit slow off the dummy grid, but fear not, he will now make his way into position. Mayer there, 919, that green and white Tony kart, the kart just behind him with a plain white nose cone. That is the 918 kart of Felix Heiberg. Now, of course, they're not in grid order now, but over the course of the next lap and a half, they will get into their grid positions for what will be a 7-lap race around this 13-turn Lucas Guerrero circuit. 6 right-handers, 5 left-handers. They're coming into one of those lefts now at turn number 9. Then the turn 3 left-right flick, and then the turn 13 chicane. We've seen action aplenty there already. That right-left-right corner. This is the back straight in these mini X30 karts. Well over 50 miles an hour. Hard on the brakes then through turn 13. As the karts now begin to slow down, you can see Mayer already easing back to allow everybody to catch up. They will get into their formation very shortly. And here it is now 20 past 12 local time. So the sun is high in the sky. This is about as warm as it's going to get. So over 20 degrees. Sun beating down, not a cloud above us. Plenty of action on the circuit. So, Ruiz in kart 921. Mayer in kart 919 on row 1. Then it is Miron Pingasov in that red and white AC Motorsport number 923 kart. And on the outside of the second row, Kasper Janssen in kart 922. Then the 2 Norwegian drivers, Sondre Norheim in kart 916, and with the white nose cone, Felix Heiberg in kart number 918. Down the back straight they come. Hopefully, this time around we'll get a good, clean start. Through turn 13 we go, into the tram lines. Ruiz has the field at his disposal. Lights are green. We are racing once again here at Valencia. It's a good start from the poleman Ruiz. Into turn number 1. Pingasov grabs second. Mayer slips back to third. Then it is Janssen, Norheim and Heiberg. Down towards turn number 3. Change for 4th place as Janssen goes past the fast starting Norwegian Norheim into P number 4. But it's Ruiz through turn number 6 now, with Pingasov and Mayer right behind him. There's Felix Heiberg going through in kart number 918. Can he hang on to the other drivers for as long as possible just to stay in their slipstream? But up front, change of the lead for the first time. Miron Pingasov moves into P1. And in the first race, the first 7-lap heat race, we had a numerous amount of lead changes between the 3 Spanish drivers in the field. The top 3 drivers on track now, all Spanish, all local knowledge, proving to be very effective indeed. But Kasper Janssen, as he did in the first race on that very unique Falcon chassis, is sitting there watching them and letting the 3 Spanish do the work as we go 3 wide into turn number 1. Ruiz to the inside, Mayer in the middle, Pingasov gets shuffled wide, and Pingasov goes from first back to 4th place as Janssen takes advantage to move into P2. Through turn number 3 they go now. And as you can see, Janssen just using the fact that he had 3 karts in front of him, all creating a hole in the air, as it were, and he picked his spot to go from 4th to 2nd. And now the young Swedish driver from Uppsala has the race leader, Sergio Ruiz, just in front of him. Ruiz, you can see coming through turn number 11. Now onto the back straight, you'll see Ruiz sitting forward in the kart. They hunch forward behind the steering wheel, behind the NASA panel, to create maximum aerodynamic efficiency And if you think that it's not possible in a kart, well, think again, because it is. Even if it's only 100th of a second, even if it's only 1/10 of a mile an hour, it matters to these drivers as Janssen takes the lead. But for how long? The door is open and Meyer goes through. So Meyer just dives to the inside in kart 919 to pass Kasper Janssen. Ruiz goes from first to third. Pingasov is there in fourth. And look at Sondre Norheim, the 9-year-old, in kart 916 at the back of this group as Ruiz now takes second place. Norheim hanging on. And as long as the 4 drivers in front of him continue to chop and change positions, Norheim will be able to hang on. It's when they go single file. Oh, and a problem there. Pingasov and Janssen come together. They lock wheels going into turn number 9. Now Pingasov skittles across the gravel trap and rejoins. Janssen's kart, though, is beached. And that was a simple case of Pingasov going for the move. They lock wheels. And both end up out. Well, one of them's out of the race. One of them is out of a chance of victory. Meyer and Ruiz now nose to tail. It's a head-to-head duel as we start lap number 4. Sondre Norheim in third place. But that incident has created a big gap. It's allowed the 2 leaders to escape. And Norheim, without the aid of the toe, unless Ruiz and Meyer really start going for it hammer and tongs, Norheim will not be able to keep pace with them. Or will he? I doubt it. Behind them, Pingasov has recovered into 4th place, but is nearly 10 seconds off the race lead. Heiberg is there in 5th. And I'm looking through. Kasper Janssen did not get out of that gravel trap. You can see his kart there at the side of the circuit as we go through turn number 10 on lap number 4. So Janssen out of the race. And it's a straight fight now between the 2 front row starters. Sergio Ruiz in second place, the poleman. Max Meyer, the race 1 winner, continues to lead through turn number 13. And you can see that Ruiz has not battled with Meyer. Ruiz is trying to push Meyer away. The gap between them and the top 2 has grown by half a second on that lap. So when the 2 leaders work together, they are much quicker than Norheim on his own. When they start battling, and I'm sure they will, then that 2-second gap back to Norheim will come down very, very quickly indeed. We're on lap 5 out of 7. Through turn number 7 we go. Now heading away from the commentary position, down the infield straight, over to the far, far end of the circuit, down at turn number 9. That was the flash point earlier on. Now through turn 10, they pick up the speed from this point onwards. Turn 11, it keeps going and going and going. They pass through the second timing sector, flat out now, onto the back straight. Ruiz in the slipstream of the race leader. You can see how much Ruiz closes in on Meyer as they go down the straight. That's not extra power, that's just the slipstream effect. But Ruiz chooses not to make a move just yet. Will he jink to the inside going into turn number 1? No. And on that lap, the top 2 gained 1.1 seconds on the third place driver, Sondre Norheim. The gap is out to 3.2. And as we get towards the closing stages, watch for Sergio Ruiz in kart number 921. Watch for him to look over his shoulder. Very shortly, he'll see that Sondre Norheim is a long way back, and then he'll think to himself, okay, I can attack now. Don't mind if I slow him and the leader down, and myself and the leader down, because Norheim is not close enough to make a move. But, of course, to do that, he has to be in Meyer's slipstream, and at the moment, he's not quite there. He does pick up a good draft down the back straight. There's Norheim in the back of the screen. Through turn number 13 they go. On to the start-finish straight. Now Meyer begins to defend. So, the defence is on. Meyer hugs the inside line as they begin their final lap. Ruiz will now try and undercut Maximus Meyer coming out of turn number 1 into turn number 2, but Meyer has the inside line. He once again dives to the inside at turn number 3. They're 4 seconds up on Norheim in third. So Meyer can afford to just hang on to the inside line through turns number 5 and 6. Now out towards turn number 7. Picking the speed up all the way through the infield straight. And Mayer looks over his shoulder. He'll position his car so that, oh no, Ruiz sells in the dummy. Ruiz sells in the dummy, dives to the inside. Now can Mayer undercut him coming out through turn number 10? On to the back straight they come. You can watch Ruiz now. He'll dive to the inside. He'll force Mayer to go wide on the outside line. If Mayer wants this race, he's going to have to go round the outside. He's trying it. One corner to go. Ruiz hugs the inside. Mayer's going to get a good run. Is it going to be good enough? The checkered flag is waiting, and Ruiz hangs on by inches over Mayer to take that one. Norheim comes home in third place, and fourth will be Miron Pingasov from Spain, with Felix Heiberg taking fifth position. But Ruiz returns the favour to Mayer, who pipped him in race number 1, and Ruiz takes the win in race number 2. Mayer almost got a run on him coming to the checkered flag, but couldn't quite make the move stick. And poor old Casper Janssen, watching the final few laps of that race from the marshal post, thinking, oh, I could have been up there. But Sergio Ruiz, a very merry young man. After that one, Maximus Mayer, well, a win and a second for Max. That is not a bad return on his first 2 heat races. As they return back to Parc Ferme to go through the scrutineering checks. And it just goes to show that in some of the races we've had 7, 8